Hi guys, welcome back to At Home with the Homers. This is the Halloween 2023 house tour where I will be showing you all of the decor in all of the rooms, as well as a couple of extra pieces that I've added in since the Halloween clean and decorate with me. And so sit back, get yourself nice and cozy, get a drink, and let's get going. So we're going to get started out in the front porch because that just seems chronologically sensible. This wreath I mentioned in the last video, I am not at all crafty. Like, there's a lot of people who do these kinds of videos who are just amazing at making things, and I am not. I went through a phase of trying them and they did not come out great, so I kind of let that one go. But this I was really pleased with. I got this wicker wreath, as I said, from Amazon. It was a set of 3, and this is the largest one that was in the set. And all I did, super easy, I got these felt roses also from Amazon. If you can see, they're such a lovely soft material, and the leaves were attached. And then they've got wire in the back of them, so it was super easy to just manipulate that and twist it around the wreath. And then I got your basic kind of parcel twine, which I just sort of spun into my own little web. And then I added this, and I did not make this, not at all. This is from Etsy, as I said before. I got this personalised, it says Homer Halloween, and I just thought that was exactly what the wreath needed, just to kind of give it a little pop of colour, because I do love a pop of colour, and just make it a bit more personal. So yeah. I spoke a bit about this lantern in the last video as well. I said I got that from Poundland several years ago. And all credit to Poundland. Some of the stuff you get in there is fantastic. This has been going for, 3 or 4 years. It didn't cost me much at all. And, it looks like exactly what it is, but it's perfect for using outside because it can take a little bit of a battering. And unlike my autumn display. And it still is going. It still looks really good. So super effective. Speaking of autumn displays that didn't last, obviously I spoke last time a little bit about my precious corn stalks. So I worked so hard on these. I was so pleased with them. I, went and I cut them down myself and I carried them home. I laid them on the front lawn to dry out a little bit. They didn't really go yellow until they were up, and they had been up for a while, but unfortunately they have taken a severe beating from the weather. But yeah, I've wound these little red lights around them. And luckily, now that they do look a little bit sad and beaten, it actually does kind of add to that creepy Jeepers Creepers kind of feel. So that's actually worked in my favour. But these will be coming down after Halloween. Now, I didn't show in the last video my porch with the coat hangers and everything else. So this is the setup that I have. I basically just have this coat hook and shelf. I got that from, I think, Etsy some years ago, and it is brilliant, it's beautiful. But what I've done is I've just put a little witch's hat here. Oh, back on there you. There you go. And I've got a velvet witch's cloak in green, and then one in black. And then I didn't want to do too much more with this space because it is a fully functioning space. We have to put our coats on there. I live in a bungalow. I don't have a cupboard to put them in. So I just added that for a little bit of a something extra. I mentioned several times in the decorating video that I just felt that it was a little bit sparse. So I did go out in the end and I got myself some webbing, and actually I've put that in a few places, and I think that has been really effective. It's so simple, it's so obvious. I don't know why I didn't get any in the first place, but yeah, it's really added a nice level of just background to some of the things around the house. I don't want to overuse it. I'm not a huge fan of fake web, but actually, yeah, used right, it's a nice little tool. We're now in the kitchen, but I'm deliberately not showing you very much because David and I are in the middle of a kitchen remodel. So I've done hardly anything with the kitchen this year, and we're going to do a video where we show exactly what we've done. We've done this massive kitchen remodel, but we're still in the middle of it. So I just wanted to show you these though. I got these from TK Maxx. They came in a set of 4. They're perfect for David because he likes almost just a tiny little cup of coffee in the morning, whereas I like quite a big mug. So he was very happy with these. He was quite excited by these. I also always have one of these burlap signs up in the kitchen window, just because, when you walk in, it's just got something that kind of frames the whole vibe. So I've got trick or treat up at the moment. Again, it looks, I cannot in good conscience show you the rest of the kitchen because it is an absolute mess, but it does look a little bit bare with like literally nothing else out except for this banner and some cups. But I couldn't not put it up. I would have been sad if I didn't. So despite knowing that I wouldn't be able to do a lot with the kitchen this year, I couldn't resist picking up these. This was a set of 3 tea towels. 2 of them have this pattern on and 1 of them is grey. And then we found the matching oven mitt and I was just like, oh my God, I don't feel like I can leave without them. These are from TK Maxx again, but they're just so cute. I'm not usually one for things with animals on them. Not anything, I love animals, but they're not usually where I go to for my decor, but this guy just looks so much like Bones and I was like, oh, I've got to have those now. So I mean, Bones is not fussed about them. Bones is neither here nor there on them, but I love them so. I also added this. This was, remember I said, I don't know if you watched my last video, I said about, I keep thinking, I have so many Halloween themed decor gifts, where did I get them? And I remembered actually David had gotten me a calendar last year. He gets me a calendar every year, like usually they're makeup themed or something like that. But this year he got me like a witchy one. And so every day for December I got a new sort of witchy item, and that's where I have so many of them. And one of the things that I'd forgotten about was this Ouija board, which again, it's just so pretty, and it's from an artist who I really like, Anne Stokes. I was obsessed with her when I was a teenager, so it was a really, really pretty addition. So I've just again added this onto the kitchen so it doesn't look quite so sparse. And if you will now follow me into the front room, I am so much happier with my tablescape. By the end of the last video, the Decorate With Me one, I was just like, there wasn't enough. It just did look really bland. So I ended up going back a couple of times actually over the last couple of weeks, and I did kind of add bits and pieces as we went. But I think the main thing that's changed it is I put on this fabric poster thing. I do not know what they are called. But yeah, so it's like a tarot card. Again, this was another thing from that calendar. And I just kind of put that over the little bit of fabric that was here. And I also added these oil burners that are in the shape of cauldrons. And my little jack-o'-lantern salt and pepper guys. And then this other one again, that witchy cauldron thing, that was from that same calendar. I'll see if I can find a link for it and I'll put that in the description box. But yeah, I am just so much happier. I think that looks so much more effective and just a little bit more interesting. I really did feel like it was quite sparse last time. Some of the items were there before, some of them were dotted around the house in different places. I've just kind of changed things up and I'm much happier with it. Similarly, the top of this unit has been changed a little bit. I've still got my candle holder, but I put this orange glass pumpkin here. Some of this is obviously autumn decor left over, but I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with a glass pumpkin. I think they're just so beautiful. And this guy, he's still here. He's one of the original decor pieces, one of the first things I ever got when David and I moved in, and it actually used to just live on the mantelpiece permanently. And now that absolutely would not fit with my aesthetic at all, but as a result, he's just got such a nostalgic kind of a thing for me that I'm always very happy to see him every Halloween. I say him, could be a girl, I've never asked, maybe I should. On the mantelpiece, I have added in some of the aforementioned webbing to the mirror. Again, I just felt that it looked a little bit bland, it looked like it needed something, and yeah, I'm super happy with how this, like the effectiveness of this. It does look really cute, it looks really effective. I didn't overly do it, but I was quite happy because it works like a photo frame. So there is little hooks at the back here that keep the mirror in place, and I was able to just kind of hook the webbing onto there quite delicately and put a couple of little spiders on. So I think that's made a massive difference. This garland that I've put on top of the mantelpiece is so simple. It's literally just some leaves that I got from Amazon, again, some years ago. And these little wire lights, I got these in what's called warm white. So they have that more yellowy glow. I tend to keep that kind of standard blue white for Christmas. I like in autumn, I like everything to have kind of a yellowy glow. But they're so thin and pretty and they light up. They are just so effective. They're obviously there from autumn, but as I said before, I like to keep a little bit of a mix because Halloween is in autumn. So I don't like to tear everything down. I like to mix it all in there. And yeah, with the skull and my high five zombie hand, I think that has come out really nice. I'm very happy with that. So onto the couch. I mean, again, simplicity is what it is, but I love it. Like, it's so comfy. This is where we all get cuddled up in the evening, David, Levi and I, and we'll watch a movie or some TV, or sometimes we won't often eat at the coffee table. I usually like to eat at the dining table, but some days if it's just me and Levi, or if we're just having something like sandwiches, we'll eat here as well. So yeah, and Bones actually loves all of this Halloween stuff. He is constantly wrapped up in that little fleecy blanket, and he loves the ghost cushion. Whenever I sort of leave the room, he just kind of curls himself into it and he's sort of sleeping on it. I cannot stress enough how in love I am with this guy. I have seen these kind of little ghost cushions on videos. I have seen them in shops and they are really expensive. There are some places that are selling them for like £50. I'm like, it's a cushion though. And this, I got this from Home Bargains. I think it was £4 or £5, and it's brilliant. It absolutely does the job. It's so cute. And Bones loves it. As I said before, Bones is constantly just cuddled up with it. It's the cutest thing. I would almost be tempted to let him actually just have it, but I also love it. So we might have to be at war a little bit. I did talk a bit about this cushion from TK Maxx. I love the yoga poses on this. It's like, rest in pieces. I'm not 100% sure I get the joke, actually, now I'm saying it out loud, but I still think it just looks really, really cool. If I could do half of these yoga poses, and you know, I'd be in great shape, still better shape than these guys. They're dead. So there's that. This cushion, I just think like you can't not love it. You know, I love the colors, I love the kind of little threads of gold. I obviously love the fact that it's a pumpkin. My only thing, if I'm being totally honest, my only thing about it is the stalk. This is made of quite hard plastic. So when you go to sit against it, it can sometimes sort of dig into you a bit. So I tend to take it off the couch. If I really want to get cozy, I'll tend to sort of just take that off the couch. What are you watching? And this lovely blanket that Bones is currently keeping warm while he guards our house. Are you ferocious? Are you ferocious? You are. This, again, Home Bargains, I think maybe £5. It's super cute. I almost wanted to put it in Levi's room because it's got those kind of cartoony aspects to it, but I do really like to have a soft, fleecy blanket in the front room, just because, as I said before, we all like to get cuddled up and things, and you just can't beat a blanket. I think they're just one of the best things. So when I did the tray, I had this thing where I was really struggling because I tend to stick to the rule of 3. I've mentioned that a few times. I just think it's a good number of items. It always makes things look symmetrical but also not too ordered. So I do try and stay with that. But I mentioned in the last video that I was really struggling because I usually have something at the bottom to sort of fill things out, and I couldn't find anything. And I did. I found, to replace the autumn leaves, I actually found some tarot cards. And I was like, brilliant. So I've kind of spread some tarot cards along the bottom here just to kind of fill it all out. So you can see there, I've just included, just totally random from this pack, some tarot cards. And I've sort of just spread them out underneath the books and bits and pieces. And again, it's just filled those gaps and made it look a little bit more cozy, but also a little bit more witchy. I've got my little ceramic pumpkin from Poundland. I've got my black candle going, and I've got my books that I showed you last time. I've got the Folk Magic and Healing, an unusual history of everyday plants, because why not? Pheasant Crow. I haven't actually read that one, but it's good. And then we've got Bram Stoker's Dracula with a beautiful, beautiful cover. This one was a gift to my husband, I think maybe for his birthday some years ago. But I mean, it's just fantastic decor wise. So that's what books are used for in my house apparently. There we go. And yeah, very happy with how that came out. And I think it looks really gorgeous on this sort of spider web material that I've put underneath it. Simple, but effective. So this unit here is Levi's living room bookshelf. He loves reading so much. So we've got a selection of fictional books there for him, but also some learning books, non-fiction books, specific reading text, that kind of jazz. But on top of that, I've popped this skull that I showed you last time from TK Maxx again, but also this, and this is one of my absolute favorite things. It's my Halloween album. I went through a phase when Levi was very young, when he was first born actually, where I started making albums because I didn't want to just have them digitally. I wanted to be able to look through them. And then it got to the point where I had so many photos I needed to organise them, so I started doing them seasonally. So you know, it kind of documents the Halloweens that we've had with our cousins from, really, I mean, that was his first Halloween, so he would have been about 10 months old there. And you know, all the things that we've done, activities and stuff like that. And I love having these up here so that whenever it sort of takes your fancy, we can just have a look through them and just see all the fun things that we've done. And yeah, it's a love. And Levi loves looking through it and talking to me about it and asking who was that and where were we. And it's a great way for him to kind of correlate his understanding of his world and his past, and even things that are within his living memory but that he doesn't really remember. So yeah, oh my god, that's when I shaved my head. That was my lockdown haircut. Okay, I know this is a Halloween house tour, but I mean, this is my hallway. This is the other part of my hallway. You can see in the corner there, that's where my coat rack is. So this is it, there isn't much to it. But I was so in love with these. I've got to show you. I have these window frames in the hall for decor, and I change out on the end of the bows, I change out, sometimes there's like wreaths and things, and I've never been able to find an autumn wreath that's small enough for me to put on here. And this year I came across these things, and they're from Amazon, and they're just fabulous. They're obviously not a wreath. I don't even know what you'd call them. I don't know what you would use them for, except exactly what I've used them for. I suppose you could put them on a table, but yeah, I was just so happy with these. I've literally, what I've done with the bow is I actually cut it, so what was on there originally came off, and then I pin it back on itself to hold whatever is in there on there. But yeah, I was so happy with these. I know they're autumnal, but I thought I'm gonna get these in here because yes, again, you get 2 of those from Amazon. Absolutely gorgeous for this season. So this is us now in the master bedroom. I'm just gonna go through some of the stuff that I've got in here. The first thing I wanted to show you though, this is absolutely new, is Bones's new bed. So he got this just the other day because he was using a crate, but he wasn't getting on well with it. He just was, he was whining in the night and fidgeting too much. So we got rid of it, and we just thought we'll trial him on a bed, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it, but he also really loves this guy. We got this little zombie toy from Pets at Home, and it's just so fun. He squeaks as well, look. Oh, hang on, he's heard it. Hey, has Mummy got your toy? Has Mummy got your toy? Yeah, that was a great buy. He loves that thing. So this is the bed. I mentioned earlier on about these tarot cards that I've started just leaving inside the baskets. I just think they're so simple, but they just kind of have erased the problem I was having of it just feeling a little bit gappy and a little bit bare. So I'm super happy with that. This blanket is an Amazon buy from years and years and years ago. A lot of my stuff is Amazon or yes, TK Maxx. But more recently Home Bargains and Poundland as well. This was, yeah, this one was TK Maxx from several years ago. I was a little bit sad because I always wash all of the bedding or cushion covers whenever I change them out. And these, where you can kind of see there was these little pumpkin shapes, they were actually a really pretty shimmery orange, and then when I put it through the wash, it must have just kind of melted it away. So I'm hoping it still just looks a little bit deliberate, but yeah, I'm still keeping it though. It's still nice. Similarly to the baskets, I had such an issue with this display above the bed. I don't know if you've noticed, they're the same window frames as in the hallway, but I didn't know what to do. It was the wreath was so much smaller than the one we had on there before, but lo and behold, everything can be fixed with spider webs. I actually think that's so much better now. I tried to make it look a little bit symmetrical, like it was almost like a curtain of spider webs above the bed, which mostly worked. Obviously, it's not an easy material to work with, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how that came out. I think that looks really, really good. This is my windowsill display. It's pretty much the same every single year. I've got these very, not particularly expensive leaves from Amazon. It's the same leaves that I've used in the front room, but these are like my pride and joy for autumn. They are knitted pumpkins with a little burlap bow on them. I just think they're so cute. You buy them individually, obviously they've got sizes. These were from Etsy and they came in a bunch of different colours, but we had just painted the bedroom this rock salt colour, and I was going for a very neutral kind of palette. I did have 3 pink ones because at the time my room had a lot more pink in it, so I gave them to my niece and swapped them out for these ones, and I'm very happy. I've never looked back. Over in this corner you can see, this is what I call my hair mannequin. It has every hair item that I own. It's got inside it, it's got hair gel and hairspray and all that, and all over it it's got hair bows, ribbons, headbands, clips. It always looks a mess. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't, but it just means everything's kind of to hand. But next to it, much more neatly, is our little side table with this gorgeous, gorgeous skull. Oh god, poking his eye, her eye. Yeah, so this is just, I thought, really, really pretty and kind of feminine. So it worked quite well being in the bedroom rather than out in the front room. But I love the way it kind of shimmers and catches the light, and the butterflies. It's just such a lovely contrast for it being quite a, obviously a horrific symbol. I actually think the butterflies and the shimmery pinkness of it is just such a lovely, lovely contrast. So yeah, we keep that one by the bed. It's not real, Bones. It's not real. He just jumped back a mile when I put him down. Are you okay? Don't be smelling that, darling. Leave that alone. I talked last time about this oil burner. I obviously don't use it for that when it's in the bedroom. Even I've got a bit more risk awareness than that. I do sometimes burn candles in the bedroom. I just wouldn't burn it on the bed. I've got my lovely notebook, which I don't even know. I think this is actually David's one, and he might use that, so I won't go through it. But I got that from the design group, and then underneath it is H.P. Lovecraft's The Necronomicon. If you haven't read it, which I haven't, but I do like to pretend I have because it sounds really it sounds really cool when I say I have, but I haven't. David has. He was a massive fan of H.P. Lovecraft. Stop licking it, sweetheart. No. It's not your food bowl. And then I've got the Disney candle, which really does smell absolutely amazing. As I said, I haven't burnt it because it's on the bed, but yeah, really, really nice. And finishing with my all-time favorite room in the house, which is Levi's room. Just because I think when I do the decoration for Levi, it has the most impact than it does for anybody else. He just loves it. He gets so excited. He takes his decor really seriously. He only saw I was using the webbing. He decided that he had to have webbing and he had to add some on. So he's put some on his bookshelf there, and he's also added some to his window, but you can't really see it. I talked a little bit before about his bedding, which is just so gorgeous. I ordered that from somewhere online. And this cushion, I love this cushion. How could you not? It's got this super cute little ghosty there, pumpkin, and a cat. And I love that it's got this bit at the bottom where the legs are sticking out, which means that when I sit it down on his bed, it just kind of spreads out, so it looks like these characters are just kind of sitting down on his bed. So, but It's simple things. I really can't even explain it. I'm like, that's amazing. That's the best thing ever. It's just legs, but I really like it. Up on his bookshelf, he's got his books that I showed you last time and his little Playmobil house. And I've put some lights in there, some little tea lights, so at night time it's all lit up and it does just look really fabulous. And when he's going to bed or when we're reading stories to him, the whole thing is just lit up for him and he loves it. We've got another new addition in this room, and that is right above my head, a giant ceiling spider. Levi chose this. It was in Tesco's. I believe it was £5. And again, it literally covers pretty much the whole of his ceiling with this kind of crepe paper spider. And it is just ginormous, but it is brilliant. Levi really, really likes it. He loves telling everybody he's got a spider, and he started telling everyone that the spider webbing that we have around the house with the tiny spiders were actually from this guy up here, and that he had done it and then had babies which were now running around our house. So that's a fantastic conversation. I can't wait to have that conversation with his teachers. I did have a little bit of fun with my sister when she came around the other day. I was like, oh my god, there's this massive spider in Levi's room. She was like, oh, and I was like, oh, I can't get it to leave. It's just on his ceiling and it won't go. I've never seen anything like it. She was like, oh, I don't want to see it. I was like, you got to come see this massive spider. And she came in and she was like, oh, he's such an idiot. I was like, no, I'm hysterical. And then finally, his wreath, which is again one of the only craft things I've ever done that has stuck. When we turn it over the other side, you can see it's the very happy, cute little scarecrow from his autumn decor. And then we turn it back around, and then I literally just drew that face onto a piece of fabric, going for again a very Jeepers Creepers kind of a vibe. And then this sign I just hang over, and totally by accident actually, from the first time I did it, it looks like the hands are the scarecrow's hands, so it looks like he's holding the beware sign. So yeah, super simple. Didn't break the bank on that one, but again, Levi really likes it. And I've got those lights still going around it. I took the leaves off them. I took the leaves off them just to get rid of the autumnalness, but still have it lit up and spooky. And there you have it. And that is it for the Home with the Homers Halloween house tour 2023. If you enjoyed this video, please do give us a like, and we would love for you to subscribe and join our community. Next time we're going to be doing a cozy day in the life, where we'll be going to the pumpkin picking farm with all of the kids. I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.